It is that time of the year again when I start showing you my winter list. This time it's designer. Stay tuned after this intro. What is going on, guys, and welcome again to another video. I honestly have a great designer list for winter for 2020 for you guys. Well, actually it is more for me. These are the 10 most winter based fragrances when it comes to designers that I personally craved to wear more this winter. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I already did my niche winter list. Don't forget to watch this video. I'm just gonna leave links down below and probably a card, and the end of this video probably see a link to that video. Don't forget to watch it as well. But I honestly felt like sharing my favorites designers when it comes to winter this year, okay? But before I start showing you my list, this list, they're not in any particular order, and at the most part, this 10 fragrances, these are the ones that I am craving the most from my own personal collection. This is not a magazine's top 10 or anything. This is just my own, okay? My own preference and from my own collection. So just take that with a grain of salt. And before I start showing you my list, don't forget to give me a like for encouragement and click that subscribe button and follow me on Instagram and click that notification bell right next to that subscription button, that red subscription button. There's a bell right next to it. Click on that bell to not miss on any of this guy in the future, okay? My number 10 on my list, or the first fragrance that I picked up randomly to show you guys. It's a fragrance that doesn't have a lot of love in the community ever since this fragrance came out a few years back. I don't know why. I honestly love this fragrance, and I got way too many compliments of this fragrance in the past. And I think it's great on its own. If you just want to compare it to any other of its flankers, it's not gonna work like that. But if you just appreciate L'Homme Intense by YSL on its own, it's a great fragrance on its own. It's definitely spicier than the regular L'Homme. You can definitely pick up the same DNA when it comes to the original L'Homme. The apple notes, it's big in here as well. It's very pleasing, fresh, but dark and mysterious at the same time. It's definitely on the spicier side, and it gives a hint of a boozy factor as well. I just love this scent. The cardamom is huge here as well, especially when this fragrance dries down with the woodsy elements as well. With the cardamom, it just smells phenomenal, okay? I love this fragrance on its own. Performs not bad at all. I'm happy with the performance. It gives me 5 hours or so, or maybe 6 hours. 6 hours, probably a little bit pushing it, but I usually at the most part get 5 hours, and I'm okay with the 5 hours it gives me. Especially that this one, it's more like a date scent. It gets compliments. Ladies love this scent, and it's more like an intimate type of a scent. It projects not bad, but it doesn't pushes out very loud. It's got a nice sillage. People would still pick it up if you just pass by them, especially for the first 2 hours. But it's a great fragrance on its own, and with the performance it gives me, I'm okay with it. Especially if you just wanted to make it your date personal scent, it's a great one for that, okay? Or between the sheets in a way. It's sexy like that. It got some nuances from La Nuit de l'Homme because of the cardamom note, but it's more appley, more sweeter than La Nuit de l'Homme. So if you want something like L'Homme and La Nuit de l'Homme with some darker nuances, definitely try L'Homme Intense out. It's a great one. I love it personally. Another great fragrance that I had to pick for this list, I feel like I honestly plugged this scent a lot this year. I'm talking about Valentino Uomo Noir Absolu. I totally forget which fragrance it was. I had to read it from the back. I tend to forget names like that. But I love this sandalwood based fragrance. I was kind of like in the middle of picking this one or Valentino Uomo Intense. I love Valentino Uomo Intense, and I would probably wear Valentino Uomo Intense more this winter as well. But I picked another fragrance which I'm gonna make it the following scent right after this one, just because it's kind of like related in a way with Valentino Uomo Intense. But I'm telling you guys, this one, it's getting harder to find in a way, but you still can find it relatively at a decent price. It's not cheap, not expensive, or at a fair price. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you want to get a very decent sandalwood base fragrance, but when it comes to the designer prices, try Noir Absolu out. It's not for everybody. You have to love woodsy, sandalwood, creamy base fragrances to really enjoy this one. I love it personally. The next fragrance that I have on this list, and honestly, this fragrance made me kind of like eliminate Valentino Uomo Intense, just because I have Givenchy Gentleman EDP Eau de Parfum. They kind of like smell, not, I wouldn't say like similar like 100%, but they give hints to each other. This one definitely on the more patchouli, darker nuances. Valentino Uomo Intense, it's more gourmandy with the hazelnut. Definitely not Dior Homme Intense. Valentino Uomo Intense, it's definitely younger and it projects more. But this one, it's more masculine, and that is why I love this one for being an iris-based fragrance. Iris-based fragrance, at the most parts, they come very powdery, they come very lipsticky or like a makeup bag. This one does have that as well, but not as much compared to the other ones, such as Dior Homme Intense, for example. The patchouli darker nuances here definitely made this fragrance more gentlemanly, definitely more elegant. If I had to pick the most elegant of all the Dior Homme Intense type of fragrances, definitely Gentleman Givenchy Eau de Parfum, it's number one. I love this scent. Doesn't really project the loudest compared to Dior Homme Intense or the other ones, but it's more like intimate, or for dates, or even for work. It would work just because it's not as sweet, and the patchouli darker nuances, it kind of like gives it more of an elegant vibe as well. I love this scent. It's great. Okay, Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. It's one of my favorites this year for sure. I'm telling you guys, this list, they're not in any particular order. That's why I have Viktor&Rolf Spicebomb Extreme. I feel like I featured this scent a lot on my channel, and it's for a reason. Once anybody, not just me, anybody features a scent that many times on his channel, that means he really enjoys this scent. And I truly do enjoy Viktor&Rolf Spice Extreme that much. I love it. I think it's one of the best designer fragrances out there, vanilla and spices and tobacco as well. Such a beautiful scent, beast mode. And if you don't have this on your collection, what are you waiting for, honestly? Another great one that I have from the house of Armani. I have few Armanis, as a matter of fact. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 fragrances from the house of Armani. This is the first one, and I'm talking about Armani Code Profumo. This is such a beautiful, classy scent. I need to wear this one soon. Seriously, guys, I kind of like crave this one. I haven't worn it in the longest time, and this one is very famous and very popular for a reason. You would definitely, I kind of like guarantee it as almost as like 95% that anybody that owns this one already is gonna add it on his winter collection, just because this is a masterpiece when it comes to winter designer fragrances. This is great. You have to smell this one, or you have to own it, period. That's it. Another great scent that I personally love, unfortunately it was a cheapie at a certain point in life, but it's getting really harder to find, and now it's not as cheap anymore. I mean, you can still find it for around $50 or more, but before that you can you can buy Iceberg Man for around $20 to $30, but $50 still worth it, to be honest. This is a great scent. This is definitely on the spicier, boozier side, definitely for going out. It performs great, a little bit old schoolish, and reminds me somewhat of Express Reserve, not entirely though, because they are totally different fragrances. And but the booziness in here that is not listed kind of reminds me of Express Reserve in a little bit, or maybe Chambre Noir in a way. It's not exactly like Chambre Noir by Olfactive Studios, but if you love this type of scents, you would definitely love Iceberg Man. Definitely on the darker side, a little bit old schoolish, but it's not dated. Definitely boozy, spicy. If you're into spicy cardamom, sexy, spicy fragrances, you would definitely love this one. Let me know in the comment section down below, have you ever smelled Iceberg Man before? Because I personally love it, and it's not that popular amongst us frag heads. So I'm just curious if you already smelled that one. If you own it, let me know in the comment section down below. Another fragrance that I feel like I've been adding on my winter and fall list for the past 2 years or so, even though I've been having this scent for the longest time, and I was never been a big fan, to be honest. But now I am a fan after, I don't know, maybe 5 years or so. And I'm talking about Narciso Rodriguez for him Bleu Noir, the navy blue bottle. This is definitely still musky as any Narciso Rodriguez, but it's sweet musky with some darker sexy elements that actually gets compliments. Okay, this scent could be a little weird, and that's how I felt honestly when I first sprayed this one on, at least for the first couple of years that I've owned this one. I thought it's okay, but it's a little weird. Okay, it wasn't my favorite, but I'm telling you, I told you that before, and I'm still gonna tell you that again. This one gets compliments, and that's why I never really got rid of a fragrance that gets compliments on my skin, because hey, come on, we wear fragrances to get compliments, duh. And also the curiosity kills the cat. I love cats, dogs as well, and that's why I just kept on wearing this one more, just to see what is up with this scent. And the more I wear this scent, the more I love it, honestly. And Narciso Rodriguez Bleu Noir, I think it's great, but you have to try it out first. And I realize a lot of people love this scent as well. Great scent, I love it. The next fragrance that I'm about to show you on this list, it's a very fresh, very pleasing scent, but still I added it onto this list just because it's very strong and would definitely cut through the winter cold and would definitely get you compliments. And I just wanted to have a fresh fragrance for winter. Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with that. That's why I picked Acqua di Gio Profondo. This is a great scent, guys. It smells a lot like Dior Sauvage, to be honest, just because of the Dior Sauvage note that this one has, but it's more like a mixture between the original Acqua di Gio and Dior Sauvage. But on its own, it's a great fragrance, and it gets me tons of compliments. The same as Dior Sauvage, as a matter of fact. Probably even more than Dior Sauvage recently, just because I wear this one way more than Dior Sauvage. But if you want a very fresh, very pleasing scent for winter, I cannot recommend you Acqua di Gio Profondo enough. This is a great all year round scent, but for winter, yeah, I totally can see this be rocked in winter for sure. Profondo is a great one for sure. The next one up that I have on this list, it's a fragrance that I really need to wear more when it's cold outside. I've worn it when it was hot and it just didn't work. I've worn it before that when it was a little chilly and it was fine. I really enjoyed this fragrance. That's what makes me actually buy it. But honestly, after actually buying it retail, I realized that a Moschino Toy Boy is definitely a winter-based fragrance. It wouldn't never work for a summertime or the hotter months. It's still great now that it is kind of cold here. I kind of enjoy it quite a bit. I'm definitely just gonna wear this one more. It's rose-based fragrance. But it's kind of like a spicy, peppery rose. A lot of people either they love this one, especially that it's got some great performance, or hate it just because they think it's a little bit feminine. I do kind of agree at a certain point that this one could lean a little feminine. At a certain point, I would say maybe like 20-25%, but I feel like this one is very peppery, and the pepper note here, it gets it very masculine as well. It's very floral, but it's got some darker nuances that kind of like helps out the femininity in this fragrance as well. Yeah, it's a great one. My number one, or the last one that I have on this list, and I don't understand why it always happens that this one always comes out as my number one, and I'm talking about Stronger With You Intensely, and that's the third Armani that I have on this list, with Profondo and Profumo and Intensely. At this point, this is a great scent. This is definitely a going out scent, or a chick magnet type of a scent. A darker, a burnt caramel with the tonka beans and vanilla. This one, it's amazing. I love a Stronger With You, the regular one, but this one is definitely much better in my honest opinion. I love this brand, and they have some great fragrances out there. So this is pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys again for watching and subscribing and doing all the good stuff. Please make this video 300 likes because it is the holidays, and don't forget to click that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it. And did I say give me a like? Yes, 300 likes, and follow my sweet Instagram because I spend a lot of time on Instagram and you need to see that, okay? I am also curious, and I would love to know what are your favorite designer winter fragrances, or fragrances for winter in general, in the comment section down below. So please comment and give me some likes, and this is pretty much it, and see you guys next time. Peace.